Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to overlay an image over a video in Expo React Native application for iOS using AV Mutable Composition API. So let's get started. So firstly you can go to this particular document. So now this is just a cheat sheet which I have created. So you can just go to this documentation to create an application. I will be using this blank TypeScript template because it has less boilerplate code according to me. So first I will just copy this code. So this is how you create a project using the blank TypeScript template, and I will just paste it over here. Once I have just pasted it, it will ask me for an app name. I will just give it some app name. Let's just wait for this to finish. I will just give it as my app and I will just click on enter. Now it will create a project for us. So I'll just open this project inside VS Code just to show it to you. So here is my project. I'll just open it over here. Okay, now the next thing which we have to do, if you notice, is for this particular tutorial we need to write some native code, and for that we require the iOS folder. Currently we don't have the iOS folder. So to create the iOS folder you have to go to this particular URL over here. So I'll just open this particular URL over here. So firstly you will have to select iOS device. Here you will have to select development build. If I'm not using ES because I will be building my app locally, it is a simple tutorial, not required ES for this. I have already installed Xcode. If you have not done this, you will have to do this. You will also need to install Xcode command line tools. I have already done this. I have already installed Watchman as well using this command, and then we'll have to run this particular command. So I'll just copy this. So here my project is created. I will just cd to my app. Okay, and I'll just paste this particular command. So this will install this dependency for us. This will not create the iOS folder. To create the iOS folder we need to copy this particular command and then run this as well. Now this will take little bit of time to run because it needs to do CocoaPod installation as well. So be patient. Once this is done I'll come back and show you guys the next step. Okay, so the next thing which here you can see my CocoaPod installation was done, and I'm getting this asking me to select a device. I won't select my device now because we have not written any code. No point in running the application. So I'll just do Control C. Next we have to create a native module. So I'll just go to this particular URL. It will help us to create a native module for us. So you can just open it over here, and from this we just have to copy this particular command. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. Now let's just wait for this to finish. Again, now it will ask us me few questions. I'll just keep everything as default and I'll just press enter. So let it do its thing. Once that is done, we again need to do a pod installation for this particular native module as well. So I'll just copy this command and I'll paste it over here as well. Okay, so the cheat sheet job is done. So I'll just close it. Now again this will take little bit of time, so let it do its thing. Once this is done, so the next step, now let it do its thing. The next step what I will do is I will write down all the code so that you don't have to watch me write down the code. So I'll just write down all the code. It's pretty simple, like there is no configuration as such. So I'll write down all the code, and once I'm done I'll come back and explain it to you how I'm exactly doing all this stuff. Alright guys, so here I have written down all the code. So firstly what you will have to do is you will have to go to your modules, my module. First go to src, and here you will have to go to my module.ts. So here I have defined few methods. First one is called pick image, and here I am just using this promise void. Second one is overlay video. Again it takes the URI of the picked video and returns a promise void. And last one is called save video, which takes the, so this overlay video will return the string of the video with the image overlaid on it. We will play it inside a video player, then we'll try to save it. So here we will pass that particular URI. This URI is not it is not of the picked video, it is of the transformed video, and it also returns a promise. Okay, now we need to return some data from this particular method. Here you can see I'm using promise void, right? So what I have observed is that whenever a method has a promise, we can use the event handler. So if you go to my modules.types.ts, here you can see this change event payload is already created when we create a module, Expo module. So typically you will only see this value colon string, but here I have added two more things, video URL of string. So this will be returned once this particular method is successful. And here this permission I have added, just to check whether the video was saved properly or not. I mean, you can name it whatever you feel like, and this will be called for this particular thing. Now for pick image, many of you might be wondering, okay, we might be picking image using Expo image picker. We won't be doing that. We will be writing native code for picking image. The reason is because for overlaying an image over a video, we require the image to be in UI image format. That's why it's very easy to do it from the native code. If you like, it's very difficult to do it from the React Native side itself. That's why I'm doing that particular stuff. So don't get confused. The next thing which we have to do is, all right, so the next thing which we have to do is we have to install some dependencies. So you will have to go to package.json. Firstly, you will have to do npm install expo image picker, and also you will need to install npm install react native video. Now again, some of you might be wondering, like I just told you, we will be picking image from native code, then why use this expo image picker? So this will be used for picking videos. Now once you install both of these dependency, you also need to run this particular command, pod install dash dash project dash directory equal to iOS. So make sure you run this particular command so that it will do pod installation for your project. After that, you will have to go to app.json, and here after this particular web, you will have to add this plugins block, which is an array, JSON array, which takes an expo image picker. And here we have to add a permission. So here you can name it whatever you feel like, change the string to whatever you feel like. And for React Native video, we have to add all these things. So make sure you add this particular bit of code as well. So this is important. This I have just copied it from the React Expo image picker as well as React Native video documentation. Okay, once this stuff is done, the next thing is we'll see how to use it. Also, before that, before I forget, just go to the main iOS folder, go to my app, go to info.plist, and here you have to add this particular key, ns photo library usage description, and why we require this particular permission. Here again, you can change the string to whatever you feel like, but make sure you add this particular bit of code. This is required only if you are trying to save the video to the Photos app. Then we'll see how to use it. We'll check the implementation at the very end. Then inside app.tsx, here firstly you to import your module. Then you also need to import text as well as touchable opacity. Then we have to use useState as well as use effect from React. Then here I am importing expo image picker from image picker, and we are also importing React Native video from video. Then I have just created this use state. I'll come back to this later on. This is not called once we pick a video. This is called once we get the actual URI of the transformed video. Okay, so again, I'll ignore this use effect. I'll come back to this later on. So firstly, inside our UI, I have created one button. This is for picking the image. Again, we are just calling my module.pick image. Like I told you, we will be picking the image from native code because we require the image to be in UI image format. That's why we are not using the expo image picker for picking image. Next button is for picking the video. So here you can see we are using expo image picker for picking the video. Selection limit is 1. Once I have the URI of the picked video, we just call overlay video. Now once this particular method is successful, we are continuously listening for like a callback from that particular method on this on change listener. Now this listener was automatically created when we created this expo module. I just created this video URL, right? So once we have the video URL of the transform video, transform video has been the video which will have the image overlay on it. So once we have that particular URL, we just assign it to this particular state. And once this particular set video URI is not equal to empty, here you can see we start playing the video. So we are using React Native video for this, passing the video URI. Change the style and width to whatever you feel like. And here I have added the controls of play, pause, all that stuff. Then the third button is for saving the video. So once the video has been saved, again we are listening for a callback over here. So if this is, I mean, I should not have named this permission, maybe something else, but anyways, if this is not equal to undefined and not equal to null, if it is true, then that means the video has been saved successfully to the Photos app. Otherwise we have failed to do it. So hopefully you got the point. Again, I'll simply scroll through this file again. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy the code. So yeah, that's it. Now what you will have to do is you will have to go to your actual project. So go to so here is my project, my app. Here you will have to go to the iOS folder and double click on this .exe workspace. It will open it inside Xcode. Now there is one slight issue, not an issue, but you will have to upgrade the iOS deployment target to iOS 18. The reason is things have changed a little bit in iOS 18 on how you export the transform video. Like I have the code for below iOS 18 as well, but I have commented that code out because that particular code is throwing a lot of errors. If you try to use Swift 6, now if you know Swift 6, it introduces a lot of concurrency issues, and I don't know how to resolve those concurrency issues for code below iOS 17. That's why I've commented this code out, but I'll show you that code. In case if you don't know how to resolve that issue, you can uncomment that code as well. But for the first thing which you have to do, once your app is open, just go to your app, go to general, and here inside minimum deployment select, make sure your target is selected. Inside minimum deployment, click on this plus button, and here you will have to change it to 18.0 as well as 18.0 over here. So here you should see 18.0. Once that is done, again come back to VS Code. Firstly we just go to modules, my modules, go to iOS folder, and here we just go to my module.swift file. And first we have to import photos UI. Like I mentioned, we have to add this annotation because this is only the code which I have written is only supported on iOS 18 and above. Then we are also extending PHPicker view controller delegate for picking photos. Here I have created one variable for the selected image, and here I have created one file manager as well. Okay, then I'll just scroll down. Here firstly, so all this code is present by default. All right, so I have not written this code by myself. So here is our first method, pick image. So the method name should be the same what you have defined it inside your TypeScript file. So here you can see this is the pick image method, and here we define our PHPicker configuration. Selection limit is 1, filter by images, display our PHPicker view controller, assign the delegate to it, and here we just do app context.utilities.current view controller.present. So this will present the photos app. So once this is presented, we need to override this particular method. So this method is overridden from PHPicker view controller delegate. Also make sure you need to add this public modifier. This is important. Typically you don't add it if you are using native iOS, but given that how Expo modules are structured, we have to add this. And once the user picks an image, this particular method gets called. So we just dismiss our picker, then we get the result out of it, and here we convert that result to a UI image and then just assign it to our selected image variable. Okay, then again coming back at the top for the next method, which is overlay the video. So here I'm just checking if this variable has been set properly or not. If yes, then we create a task. Then we just call this add watermark method, which I will show you shortly. We pass the URI of the selected video as well as the selected image, and once it is transformation is done, we just send the updated URL back to React Native side. So here you will have to use the same key which we have defined it inside our TypeScript file, and this is the particular value for it. Okay, now just to show you this add watermark method, I'll just simply scroll. So here it is. So here we are creating an AV mutable composition. Then we create an AV URL asset. Here we create a video track. Here we create an audio track. Then we load the duration of the video. Then we create an asset video track, asset audio track. Then we create a CM time range make. Then here we just do video track dot insert time range. So do the same thing for audio track as well. Then we create an AV mutable composition, assign the render size as video's natural size. We assign a frame duration as well. Then we create a parent layer, a video layer. Then we assign the parent layer equal to parent layer's frame. Okay, video tracks natural size, and we do the same thing for video layer as well. Then we add the video layer to our parent layer. Then here we create a CA layer as well as CG size. Now here you can change the width and height of the overlay image to whatever you feel like. Here I am also setting the converting your UI image to CG image and assigning to our watermark layer contents. Then here I am setting the frame. Now for me, I am displaying the overlay image on the bottom right hand side corner. So here you can change the X and Y to whatever you feel like is correct for you. And then we just add this watermark layer to our parent layer. Then we set the animation tool. Here we create our AV mutable composition. Then we create our CM time range make. Here we create our AV mutable video composition layer instruction. Then we create layer instructions as well as video composition extraction. Then we create an export path, export URL. Here, then if file already exists with the same name, we delete it. Then we create an AV asset export session, and here you can see return nil if it is not present. Then we assign the video composition to our export session as well as optimize for network use is true. Now this particular bit of code which I am showing it to you is only available from iOS 18 and above. Now this is how the entire thing works, and also below I am returning the export URL. If you want to see code for below iOS 18, then you can just uncomment this particular bit of code and then uncomment this particular bit of code. So in the else block, this entire thing is for below iOS 18. Now like I mentioned, this causes issues in Swift 6. So this particular line I think causes issues with Swift 6, like there is this sendable type which I have noticed a lot, but I don't know how to exactly resolve this particular issue. That's why I have commented this code out, because I don't want to send wrong information or want to break my code for newer iOS version. But hopefully you got the point. Then here also I have created this method called request authorization. This method will be called once we try to save video to the Photos app, because saving a video to the Photos app require access of the Photos app permission. So that's why I have created this method. And now coming back to saving the video, so if I scroll at the very top, here you can see that we have the save video method. So here we just call request authorization. Once the permission has been granted, then we just do ph photo library dot share dot perform changes, and here we do ph asset change request dot create request for asset from video, pass the file URL, the video URL of the transform video which we get from React Native side. So here you can see I'm passing that, and if it is success, then I'm just like sending this as true. But in case of error, you can send something else, like you don't need to use this as false. Like maybe you can create your own variable for this, just like I have created permission. Yeah, that's all, that also you can do, but for now I'm just printing it to the console. So yeah, hopefully you got the point. Again, I'll simply scroll through this file one more time. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy the code. So yeah, that's it. Now I will show you guys the output. So for the output, I have recorded a video. Firstly, I want to make things clear. Do not run this project on a simulator. You will definitely face issues on your simulator. The app will crash. This AV mutable composition never works on a simulator. You will have to run it on a real iOS device. Now the reason I have recorded a video is because running Expo app on a real iOS device in debug mode is a lot of headache. It takes a lot of time. That's why I'm not running it again. Like I have already recorded the video. Trust me, it works. It's just that it's very painful. Okay, I think I have recorded it in the wrong orientation, but I think we can just flip it, rotate left. Okay, I think I want to rotate left one more time. No, one more time. One more time. Why is it not working? Flip horizontal. Nah, I don't know why it is not working, but hopefully you get the point. Here I have these three buttons: pick image, pick video, and save video. So I will just play this video. So here you can see I have clicked on pick image and I have selected again, I'll just go back. I have selected this flower image. Okay, Then I'll click on pick video. I have just one video, so I have selected the video. As soon as you select the video, the transformation starts happening. If you want, you can display a progress bar to the user as well, and maybe disable all these buttons. I have not done that. You can do that yourself. So this will take little bit of time depending on how big your video. Now here you can see we are not able to see the watermark logo. Now this is because of this CSS styling uh, of this particular video element. Okay, so like I told you, I'm overlaying the image on the bottom right hand side corner. That's why we are not able to see the overlay image. But not to worry, because if you see, if I here you can see that I have just paused the video, and this particular video element also has this particular expand button. So I'll press on this expand button, and here you can see on the bottom right hand side corner the image was overlaid. So yeah, hopefully you are able to see this. You just have to, I'm not really sure what I need to do over here so that the entire video is displayed. I mean, if I do 100 by 100, then all this content will go away, or maybe I have to use scroll view or something like that. But yeah, just for simplicity, I'm not doing that. Then I'll just move it back to the original size, and then I'll click on save video. I'll allow the access, and the video has been saved. Now I'll just go to the photos app just to show it to you, and here you can see the original video with the image overlaid on it. So hopefully you got the point. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.